Looking to break your personal records and push your paces without breaking the bank? The Speedberry Trainer might just be the game changer you've been waiting for. It's built for speed, efficiency, and performance, and it does all that at a fraction of the cost of its competition. I'm finding that this is the kind of shoe you want for peak weeks of your training if you're all about setting new goals and crushing them. Stay tuned to find out why this shoe might just be your next go-to daily trainer. Hi everyone, I'm Joel and welcome to the Time to Run channel where I do most of the research so you don't have to do it all on your own. Today we're talking about the Speedberry Trainer, a shoe that promises to deliver exceptional performance, possibly near elite level without an elite price tag. Quick heads up, Speedberry sent me these shoes for free, but they didn't have any say in this review and no one is paying me to make this video, and all opinions are 100% my own. Now, let's get into it. I'm going to break down everything you need to know about the Speedberry Trainer, from the fit of the upper to the midsole foam, and of course, all of the overall performance thanks to the carbon fiber shank. Let's dive right in, starting with the upper. First impressions, I was honestly surprised by how spacious this shoe feels. It gives off serious Nova Blast 3 vibes with that roomy upper. When Speedberry reached out, they suggested I might want to size down a bit since these shoes run a bit larger than usual. They sent me a size 11.5, and even then, it's not exactly snug. But here's the thing, was it a deal breaker? I took the time to effectively cinch down the laces during one of my training runs, making sure everything was locked in. No heel slippage, just a secure fit that gave me a perfect balance of comfort from the midsole and the responsiveness from the carbon shank. The sizing is designed to accommodate foot swelling as well, which only adds to the comfort. And honestly, I'm glad I sized down here. It's a perfect fit, not a deal breaker whatsoever. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the breathability of the upper. So this is actually made with a dual layer synthetic mesh, and it's super breathable. On hot summer runs or in really any climate where ventilation matters, your feet are less likely to overheat. These really take ventilation to the next level and ensure the best possible outcome of keeping you cool even when the temperature is up. So let's go ahead and talk about the tongue and the laces next. These come equipped with serrated style laces. These are ones I typically only see in racing shoes such as the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus, as well as the Tier Valkyrie Elite Carbon Racer. So they definitely have a race style lacing setup. These are designed for a secure fit that does not budge once they're tied. They're lightweight and they don't absorb sweat like a sponge. Like I said, these laces are really well thought out, serrated in order to ensure you can customize the snugness to your specific foot. Meaning if you have a foot-shaped fit that wants a shoe to fit narrow in the forefoot and wide in the midfoot and narrow again toward the rear of the shoe, you can do that. These make it so there's really no limitation to the way you can customize the width throughout the lacing channel. And if you want it wide and loose in the forefoot and snug in the midfoot to the ankle area, you can do that too. I really like the selection of these laces overall. All right, let's cover the midsole. There's a lot to cover here, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Running shoes can range from race day shoes to max cushion recovery shoes. The Speedberry Trainer falls somewhere between, albeit closer, a racing shoe rather than a max cushion shoe, mostly due to the advantageous nature of the partial length carbon fiber shank. I'd even say it sits in between the two categories of daily trainer and the racing shoes. If it were a car, it would be like a Ford Mustang or a Chevy Corvette, something that packs a punch but is by design intentionally not quite to the level of, say, an Italian supercar. So the midsole cushioning in the Speedberry is fantastic. It's made with a newer style foam called ATPU, aliphatic TPU, which is more responsive and durable than the typical EVA foams you find in most daily trainers. Simply put, it has a bouncy, energetic feel underfoot compared to softer, less responsive EVA foams. Before I continue, I wanted to ask you something. If you're finding this video helpful already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It means so much to me when you all let me know how much you appreciate the content I'm putting out by doing so, by liking and subscribing. Thanks a bunch. Now for the specs, the midsole drop has a 10mm overall drop with 26mm in the forefoot and 36 in the heel. It weighs just 262 grams or 9.2 ounces for a US men's size 11.5, making it a seriously lightweight daily trainer. This foam is comparable to high-end shoes like the Adidas Ultra Boost, but at a fraction of the price. It performs more like shoes in the $170, $185 range, such as the Endorphin Speed from Saucony or the Puma Deviate Nitro 2. But the Speedberry costs just $150. It's a serious bargain. The design is unique and stands out as an outlier in the market. One big advantage of ATPU foam is that it's more temperature resistant than EVA foam, meaning it performs better in both hot and cold conditions. While EVA gets stiffer in the cold and softer in the heat, ATPU stays more consistent. It's also more responsive, durable, and lightweight, giving the Speedberry an edge over many other daily trainers at the same price point. Unlike traditional advice about rotating shoes, ATPU foam doesn't need the time to recover between runs, which is a nice bonus. It's built to last, so you don't need to worry about the foam breaking down as quickly. And of course, it's paired with a partial length carbon fiber shank, which adds even more performance benefits. We're going to go and talk about that right now. So between the midsole and the outsole, you've got the carbon fiber shank, and let me tell you, this really makes a difference in performance. When I ran, I could feel the rebound as I pushed off the ground, which was great for speed. If you've run in a carbon-plated shoe before, you know what I mean. If not, the key is landing in the right spot of your foot to activate the plate. Once you find that sweet spot, you'll really feel the energy return with every stride. It's kind of like using afterburners in a jet. Powerful when used right, but you've got to engage it to get the full benefit. Overall, the Speedberry Trainer is a great daily trainer and could even work well for half marathons. It made my strides all the more efficient, providing more cushioning to prevent injury, and having a carbon fiber plate for daily runs is a nice touch, especially during speed workouts and tempo runs. So next, let's go ahead and talk about the outsole. The rubber on these is seriously grippy. You've got full coverage on the bottom here, featuring a nice herringbone pattern with a few exposed midsole areas up top. And right here, you can see the carbon shank peeking through. What really stands out though is how durable this rubber is. And normally I'd expect wear along the lateral side of the shoe by now, but honestly, they still look brand new, no signs of degradation whatsoever. Plus, it's incredibly lightweight, and I'm honestly blown away by how well it's held up so far. Now, I'm not at the 100-mile mark yet, so hopefully I'll put a review out the closer I get to that distance later in the year. Please consider subscribing if you find this video helpful. Also, leave a comment on what stood out as the most helpful thing you found in the video thus far. Thanks so much. So how did it feel like running in these shoes? In all the miles I've logged in the Speedberry trainers, I have to say I'm really impressed with them so far. I've used these for all my daily miles. I used them for speed sessions, hitting the top end of my paces, and I've used these in sessions with intermittent mid-run intervals and fartleks, and they worked flawlessly. I feel like it reminds me of some of my favorite daily trainers I've run in the past. These are reminiscent of the Puma Deviate Nitro 2 and an even more responsive Saucony Endorphin Speed, to name a few heavy hitters that these are parallel to in my mind. So is it worth the price? And I'd say without a doubt, absolutely. For what you're paying for, it's still on par with other daily trainers already, but it goes a step further. It's got a carbon shank. This shoe's ability to provide an incredible energy return with every mile puts these at a huge advantage and gives them an edge over other daily trainers with the similar price point. It's incredibly fast, lightweight, and offers the right amount of comfort at the same time, providing sufficient stiffness to give you that dynamic, responsive pop with each toe off. And landing in the midfoot area here engages that partial length carbon fiber shank, providing an incredible feeling that allows you to sense all that energy return. The shoe is ideal for speed training, tempo workouts, and daily runs, of course. I know it can feel a little bit risky to step outside the box and try a totally new brand, but honestly, I personally think these shoes really deliver at what they're trying to get after. If you're looking for one shoe to do it all, this could honestly be exactly what you're needing for your next daily training shoe. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Speedberry Trainer, or what current favorite daily trainer you are digging right now. Drop a comment below. Before you write the comment, preface it by writing to answer your question and follow it up with your thoughts and opinions. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future content from the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and if anyone asks you what your favorite running YouTube channel is, just tell them it's time to run.